first want to thank you. I really have to, from the bottom of my heart. Words honestly cannot even express the gratitude that I still feel today. And it's been almost a year. Every time I walk into my apartment, the first thing that I see, the first thing that I feel is love. So I know that transformations did not just decorate my home, you've decorated my life. You put back something that was broken, something that was torn, something that I don't think that I could have did by myself. And if I did, it would have taken a long time. You all have to understand the environment that my son comes from. Before transformations came into our life, my son was in a group home. And just a quick background of me. I'm a recovering addict. 3 years clean. I was separated from my children. And when I made the decision to step up and become the mother and the woman that I am, I had to make some hard decisions. And I ended up in the shelter. And that's how I was actually introduced to transformations, through the shelter system. And when I stepped into the shelter, I had to make a decision. There was to be no turning back. It was going to be straightforward, and that's what I did. From day one, I was in the shelter for a month, and in that month, I had a job, and I had just started working on me. When I found out that transformations was going to do my apartment, all I could do was cry. That was my first reaction. That was my first response. I just cried. Some of the changes for myself, it's so many, honestly. It's so many. Because first of all, to have a home to come to is a big change. But to have a space to call a home, because you can have a house and it not feel like home. But when you actually can come into a space and feel this presence there, and just look around and see the beauty that's there. I don't think that I can adequately say how I see changes. I can express the feelings that I feel with change, because they are there. I see the growth in myself, because I tend to now sit still. There was a time and a period in my life when I had so much going on that I could not enjoy any space or any time or anything. But today I can actually sit still in peace and quiet. Every Sunday after church, my girlfriends and I, we get together. And for the last 3, maybe 4 months, everybody ends up at my home. Now, they all have homes to go to, but they all end up at mine. And I asked them why. And they said, because we love the space. We love the feel. We love to just come to your house and fellowship. That's nothing that I did. The space is just absolutely beautiful. It's inviting. My living is inviting. My atmosphere is inviting. My son, his name is Andre. He just turned 17. And I asked him, he loves to hang out with his friends. I asked him one day, I said, why do you love to go over your friend's house? And he said, because when I come home and I'm away from home long enough, I come home and I appreciate all that was in our apartment before transformations came in. Was he had his bed, I had my bed. We had a couch and one of those lazy boy chairs, and pictures that were just put all through the house that someone from the church actually gave me. So when he came home, all he did was grab me and say thank you. And I promised him from that day forward that I would never leave him again. And so far, I've held on to that promise. I can actually use the words transformation that has taken place in my life. That's actually a perfect word, not just for the company, but just for a life-changing experience. I have gone through a transformation period in my life that I don't think I could have done without the help of transformations. So I thank you. My son thanks you.